You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
On a beautiful Sunday afternoon, we enter the opening stages of winter as fall gives way to the cold. On the contrary, though, we will serve witness to two teams who are red hot going into November soccer in the MAC tournament just around the corner. It's the Miami Redhawks and the Ball State Cardinals in some Sunday afternoon action. Good afternoon, I'm Roen Elbert, joined by Dylan Budd. This is going to be a fun one.
Absolutely, Roen. Both of these teams are red hot, just like you said. One combined loss between the two of them in the month of October. Ball State riding a 4-game winning streak, the longest in the MAC so far this year from any team. As for the opposing Miami Redhawks, have some ties sprinkled in there, but their last loss was in the month of September. So both of these teams just have a lot of momentum on their side. One side will be stunted, the other will continue to build as the MAC tournament approaches.
Yeah, let's talk about some MAC tournament implications. The Ball State Cardinals currently sitting 4th in the MAC tournament in the standings right there. The Miami Redhawks sitting pretty at 3rd. The Cardinals are a half a game back, so the winner would jump the other. The Cardinals or the Redhawks, for that matter, could get as high as 2 and as low as 5. The good news is that both teams have already clinched a spot in the MAC tournament. Let's talk about Ball State first. The pressure is high for these players, especially for these seniors, their last game at Bryner Sports Complex, especially with those implications in mind.
Well, all of the forwards on this Ball State squad, this will be the last time, Roen, that they're playing at the Bryner Sports Complex in their collegiate careers. It's just a crazy thing to think about, the fact that Delaney Caldwell, Addie Chester, Emily Roper, cornerstones of this team for the past 4 years, will be leaving after this year. It's just... they've done so much for the program, and it's such an incredible impact from every single one of them.
It's mind-boggling, but also for Miami, even though they're ahead of Ball State, the pressure, it still has to get to them in some ways.
Absolutely, and going back to look at the tournament standings, either team can get as high as 2 or as low as 5, but Roen, this is effectively a trial of a playoff game, considering that these two teams might square off in the second round. Both are kind of positioning themselves to make a long run in the MAC tournament. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see these two squads face off in Columbus.
So who are some players on both sides who you expect to make a big impact?
Well, when I look at the Miami Redhawks, I look at Katie O'Malley. She's been outstanding this year, 5 goals, 4 assists, 31 shots. The Redhawks are 4-0 when Katie O'Malley scores this perfect rating, haven't lost a game, so if they can get her hot, I would expect to see Miami come out with a win for their first time here at the Bryner Sports Complex since 2014. Now turning over to Ball State, I'm looking at Addie Chester, now has double-digit goals on the year. It's why she is the reigning MAC Offensive Player of the Week. Just absolute outstanding performances from her as of late. It's nothing new for Ball State, but for her to get going would be big for these hometown Cardinals.
And Dylan, on such an emotional day for Ball State, what are some keys to the match?
Well, for both sides, you're going to have to feed your stars. Either side has some really talented forwards in the Mid-American Conference. So when you look at players like Addie Chester, Delaney Caldwell, Emily Roper off the bench, as long as they can keep shots going and keep attacks going and continue to pressure Dominique Popa, there might be one that gets through in the back of the net. And inversely, similar with Miami, if they can keep attacking Kate Palante with their star forwards, then you got to hope that one of them gets through. I would expect this to be a 1-0 victory on one side or the other. It's going to be a grudge match, but a fun one, Roen.
Yeah, we've seen those grudge matches really from both teams, especially Ball State in their last match against Bowling Green. 1-0 win right there. All but one of Ball State's wins this season have been shutouts, so keep that in mind. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. It's Ball State Soccer playing host to the Miami Redhawks in a huge match for the MAC standings implications. We'll be right back. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, you know, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back. It's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now. Ranked number 1 in the nation by the Broadcast Education Association, this is Ball State Sports Link with Sports Link Digital Radio.
From trivia night at Brothers and Tater Tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital. You're listening to SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Your home for live Ball State sports. SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
We're back from Briner Sports Complex. It's time for some Sunday afternoon action between the Ball State Cardinals and the Miami Redhawks. I'm Roen Elbert. That's Dylan Budd. This is going to be a fun one. The Ball State Cardinals, an emotional day, you could say. A lot of seniors on their way out. Their final match at Briner Sports Complex. It's the home finale.
Absolutely, and both of these teams, those starters just came running back to their benches after the national anthem played. You can tell emotions are riding a little bit higher in this one. Certainly some high-stakes environments ahead of us.
Yeah, there really are. For the Ball State Cardinals today, they're wearing their white tops, the black lettering, the black shorts. The Miami Redhawks, it's all red for them with white lettering. The goalkeeper for the Cardinals, Kate Palante, wearing black with white lettering. The goalkeeper for the Miami Redhawks and Dominique Popa wearing the turquoise blue, you could say, with the white lettering. Just to paint the picture on such a beautiful day. Maybe the temperature not as much reflecting it. It's about 60 degrees right now, but crystal clear skies.
Yeah, it was a chilly morning, Rowan. I got to tell you, I almost came here wearing shorts.
Oh.
What wasn't a good idea, but had to go back to the house, switch to jeans, and pretty costly error it would have been to stick in shorts. But
that could have been a costly error.
Absolutely.
That really could have.
Certainly a nicer day now that the sun has come out, completely clear skies, gearing up to be a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And I'm sure it's easier for these players. A little bit of chill in the air, but hey, in shorts and a t-shirt, running around a soccer pitch back and forth, certainly gets the blood flowing a little bit better than us standing up here in the press box. Huh?
Yes, certainly. Miami's going to be moving from left to right, Ball State from right to left. Packed house today for the home finale. A lot of people knowing that this will be the last chance you get to see the Cardinals play here at Briner Sports Complex until next August. kind of crazy to think about it in that sense.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fans here, but most notably in the stands, I see one Charlie Cardinal. Great for the big Redbird to make an appearance today.
Of course. And here we go. Miami kicks it away with Kayla Perfect to start us off. They control it now with Julian Kidd atop of the pitch, cycling backwards to Penny Gore. So now for Miami, they're red hot right now, but going into an environment where they haven't won here in Muncie since 2014.
Yeah, there have been a handful of coaching changes at Ball State, and whatever the culture is, they've always been able to get by Miami for whatever reason. But, man, Miami is riding a high right now, as we said in the open. Haven't lost in the month of October, so we'll see if they can change the narrative today of not being able to win at Briner.
A free kick for Miami, looking for Ava Boyd. Couldn't quite get her, a soft header. Now into the 18. They look for Hafen. How about that for Ball State? The goalkeeper and Palante putting her body outright to get a hold of that ball before Hafen could of Miami. So now Palante controls for the Cardinals, going right to left. We are just getting started here, folks. Within the first minute of action, Palante booms it away into the center circle. Hafen deflects off of her. Now the Cardinals have a chance, working backwards with Ahern, and a foul is called. So Ball State an opportunity on their defensive third now to just get a quick reset.
And one of the reasons that Miami has been so productive on offense this year is because of their conditioning. Their cardio allows them to be so incredibly aggressive on defense. There already was almost a shot attempt there for Hafen. She's been able to slip past the defense on a handful of occasions this year, just hasn't been able to succeed and get in the back of the net thus far. But a whole lot of game left for her. I would expect to see a big day from her.
It's noticeable, Dylan. We're already in the first 2 minutes, sure, but it's really been on Miami's attacking side for the most part as they heave it up and in. A header for Izzy Ross of Ball State. Now Delaney Caldwell on the near side of the pitch. Miami back in control with Perfect. She stumbles, having to go backwards to Maris Jennings. Ava Boyd in control, works backwards, cycling over to Hafen. On the near wing, she's double-teamed, tries to put it in the 18, goes out of play on the goal line, the right side of the box. So Kate Palante controls for Ball State now. Just about 3 minutes in, no score quite yet between two teams who are red hot. Just trying to get that upper hand in the MAC standings. Both teams have clinched a spot in the upcoming MAC tournament. As Palante booms it away towards the middle of the pitch, they're bumping and bashing in the center circle, and Miami comes out of the crowd, but a whistle is blown. Ball State gets possession.
This will be the first time all game that the Cardinals will be on the attacking side. So far, it's been all Miami with that aggression on offense.
They really have shown a lot of energy right from the jump. And from a visiting team, you might not expect that, especially because, you come off of a road trip. Miami, about a 2.5, 3 hour drive. That can maybe take a toll on you. Ball State quickly gets it into the 18, where Popa, the goalkeeper, quickly collects it for the Red Hawks. Popa, the season she's had, 5 shutouts on the year, and currently on the season, she has 3 in a row. Not only that, second all-time in Red Hawks history in career shutouts as a junior.
She's been excellent there behind the net, Roen. Less than 1 goal given up on average per game. Just a great showing this year from the junior. Redhawks have to be proud that they have her for another year.
Oh, definitely. A through pass looking for O'Malley for Miami that time. Kate Palante gets there for Ball State. It was on the far wing, just inside the 18. Miami gets it right back towards the middle. Midfield is where Ball State has dominated the last few matches, but Miami, they've also been pretty strong there as well.
And certainly, and when you look at Kate Palante in goal, one of the things that she offers is being able to punt that ball so far. When she gathered that last shot attempt from Miami, she might have sent that thing 60 yards. She's in competition with Adam Saul in our football team, but man, the way she clears it gives so many opportunities for this Cardinal offense.
Tori Monaco inbounds on the far wing for Addie Chester of Ball State. It's cleared away by the Red Hawks. Cardinals retain possession on their attacking side, left end of the pitch. Monaco, the senior, once again to inbound over to Addie Chester. Senior to senior, that's the big story. She's pickpocketed by Julian Kidd, however. Tries to clear it away towards the center circle. Ball State gets it on a header, but off of the soft header, Miami gets possession right back. But not before Delaney Ahern takes it right back herself for Ball State, just on the opposite end of the middle third. Redhawks in control on the middle third of their attacking side. Through pass looking for Kayla Perfect, far wing. Jordan Klassen for Ball State gets there first and kicks it away on the far touchline.
And now we're already back on Miami's offensive side. They've spent so much time here just early on to start this game, but if you can spend enough time even staying in that attacking range, it's going to be a lot on this defense to wear out. And I've already seen a couple attacks from Hafen. It's going to be a big time game for Greer Isaacson to see if she can defend the standout junior midfielder.
And that was big for Ball State. The inbound from Kidd immediately goes off of a Cardinal and Addie Chester. So Miami has to go all the way back towards their own defensive third with Jaden Sink, the freshman defensive player who's done such great things for the Redhawks. Longacre, she goes over to Shea Taylor on the near side of the pitch. The Memphis transfer, a long high-arcing kick goes into Ball State's possession on their defensive third with Delaney Ahern, the Mississippi State transfer, as she controls on her own near wing. Looks for Lexi Watkins. She has her, but she's double-teamed and quickly taken away that time by Hafen.
Seemed like Ahern was trying to get it to Palante just as a chance to reset, but already that Miami aggression, and now they've got a chance to get something going on the attacking third.
Miami, they've been dominating time of possession in these first 7 minutes where it's still 0-0 in about the 8th minute right now. Miami with possession now with Longacre on the near touchline, inbounding on the attacking side. She was on the middle third. Delaney Caldwell gets a quick touch for Ball State, but Miami gets it right back with Jaden Sink. Walking the tightrope with Longacre, has 1 foot out of play, but they rule it inbounds. Addie Chester, she tries to get possession. Sink is right there, though, but Monaco right behind for Ball State. They're able to get there. Lexi Watkins on a through pass. Near wing on the attacking side for Ball State. Into the 6, a shot on, and it's collected by Popa. Down on one knee for Miami, their goalkeeper making another impressive play.
Unable to score there early, but the first Ball State shot, if I'm Coach Andy Stutz, I'm pretty happy with that. As long as the Cardinals can keep the pressure going, something's got to give on either side. Great for Ball State to be able to respond to this Miami offense.
Especially a Miami defense that's so tough to get through, especially with that back three, where in a lot of times it's really a back two. You'll see very unique in that sense, but it's worked for Miami really all year. Kate Palante controls for Ball State. The former Westfield Shamrock kicks it away, going right to left. High arcing kick into the center circle. Cardinals get a foot to it with Ahern in the air. Chester tries to get a header, but Maris Jennings collects for Miami. A 50-50 ball towards the center circle. Ball State has it with Greer Isaacson playing aggressive, a defensive player in the attacking third. It's quickly cleared, though, that time by Longacre on the near touch line. Ball State with possession on their attacking third, left side of the pitch. Greer Isaacson, the freshman, to inbound. Near wing, Delaney Caldwell. She controls, a senior. In her last game at Briner Sports Complex, Maris Jennings for Miami clears it away as Caldwell was looking for a pass inside the 18. Redhawks with O'Malley. Airs it out into the center circle. Jordan Klassen gets there, a freshman who was MAC Defensive Player of the Week a couple of weeks back. Miami with an opportunity. It's kicked away. Kayla Perfect trying to get anywhere into the 18, but nobody home. Ball State with Addie Chester controlling. Atop of the pitch, Miami now on the attacking side. They go back and forth with possession, walking the tightrope and out of play. The question is, who will it go to? It goes to the Redhawks on their attacking side. About 9 minutes gone, no score.
I got to tell you, Roen, with the pace of this game, if one mistake is made on defense from either side, it could be catastrophic. There's not going to be too many goals scored in this one because of the outstanding defense, but
how about that? A look for Hafen, takes one hop, but Kate Palante on the 50-50 ball gets two hands on it to corral it in.
It's just a pure jump ball there for Kate Palante. She's going to bring that in every time. Outstanding height and reach on the sophomore.
Kate Palante, after the injury to Abby Jenkins, has really taken over that goalkeeping spot tremendously. 29 saves on the season. She has started quite a bit as of late. She has started the last 7 matches. Ball State controls near touchline at the center stripe. The inbound, and here we go. Addie Chester's double-teamed, and for good reason. Miami's able to get control on a header. Another one that time for Maris Jennings. Goes off of her head twice, but Ball State back with a deflection off of it with Greer Isaacson.
The art of the header is so difficult in soccer. I don't think people realize how complex it is. That ball almost looked like the volleyball game I got to call yesterday against Ohio. It stayed up for a long time there.
Oh, man. I don't think I could handle it, Dylan. My head, I don't think after a match like that, especially a sequence like that where it goes off of your head twice like it did for Miami's Maris Jennings, I'd be in a lot of pain.
You know, jumping up and taking a ball to the dome isn't exactly how I would spend my Sunday, but props to these players for, taking one for the team.
You know what? They have their priorities straight. As Longacre inbounds for Miami on the attacking side. To the near wing, it's Hafen controlling a quick touch, but she's surrounded by a sea of Cardinal white. Back in control. Kidd has it kicked away by Lexi Watkins of the Cardinals, cleared out of bounds. 34 minutes to go in the first half. No score on our hands. Longacre to the near wing. Gets past one Cardinal, but Ball State's able to back it up. Longacre one-on-one with Delaney Caldwell. Caldwell wins the battle this time on the middle third, trying to get to the attacking side for Ball State. Addie Chester, line drive, looks for Monaco, can't get there. Julian Kidd, the transfer from Kansas State, able to get there.
Would have been a spectacular pass from Addie Chester.
And how about that? Chester with the takeaway, but off of the deflection. Dominique Popa, the goalkeeper, moves out in front right there. Could have been a really cool opportunity if Chester just didn't quite hit it hard enough.
You know, the numbers that Addie Chester has this year and throughout her career would show how excellent of a player she is, but it's hard to see that there are so many things that she doesn't do that she does do that don't show up on the stat sheet, almost had an opportunity for a goal there if she had other Cardinals with her.
Yeah, back-to-back matches for Chester with a goal, including a 1-0 win over Bowling Green. Such a big win for the Cardinals. As Ball State with a header of Isaacson gets it over to Caldwell. On the attacking side for Ball State, Fiona Killian, a senior. She hands off to Chester to her right.
Cards have a convoy.
Yeah, now back to Killian. Tries to get into the 18. A deflection for Ava Boyd. One-on-one Ball State outside the 6. Caldwell puts one on and through. The senior in her final day at Briner Sports Complex, Delaney Caldwell gets it through to make it 1-0 Cardinals.
Advantageous is Delaney Caldwell. That ball ricocheted off a Miami defender. She's still able to collect it as the senior Caldwell. Now a goal in her final game at Briner. Flags are flying in the stands. Some passionate parents, it looks like. You got to be so proud if you're the Caldwell parents. Just excellence from her entire career here.
Caldwell, her 4th goal of the season. What a great career she's had as a Cardinal, and that's the cherry on top right there.
Just brilliant. Throughout this time, she's shown not only does she have the size, but she's got blazing speed, and it puts her among the best in the MAC among forwards.
So Ball State strikes first. We got 32 minutes to go in the first half. It's 1-0 Ball State. Lexi Watkins. It's intercepted by Shea Taylor of Miami, but back in control for the Redhawks. Taylor has it. Izzy Ross tries to pickpocket, but they go downwards on the pitch for Moniker. Over to Kayla Perfect near wing. She's double-teamed. Hafen in a jam for Miami. Tries to go into the 18. Off of the deflection of Ava Boyd. Ball State right back with the quick touch from Ahern. Caldwell with the left foot over to Addie Chester. Cycles backwards to Izzy Ross. Cardinals now all of a sudden come in with a boost of energy after that Delaney Caldwell goal.
And what I'm seeing from this Cardinal offense is they're so advantageous, aggressive on offense, similar to what we've seen from Miami all year, but they move as one cohesive unit so well as soon as any Cardinal gets the ball on their foot.
Miami takes an opportunity to reset with Popa, the goalkeeper who's well outside of the 18. She takes 2 steps back. She sends her convoy forward over towards the middle of the pitch, towards the center circle. A department where both teams have been solid in, the midfield. Popa booms it away, a line drive that goes right to Maris Jennings of the Redhawks, but Izzy Ross gets it back on a deflection for the Cardinals and over to Fiona Killian. Killian, a senior in her first season as a Cardinal, a transfer from Temple. Miami back in control. They look for Kayla Perfect on a line drive. Pass goes well too long. And Kate Palante's right there on the far wing for Ball State to control it. So far in the last couple of minutes, it's been all Cardinals. They lead 1-0 with 30 minutes to go in the first half. It's the home finale for Ball State. They'll be back in action on the 29th against NIU for the regular season finale. And then it'll be on to the MAC tournament, expected to start November 1st. Tripped up foul occurring. Ball State gets it. They call that time on Maria Hafen of the Redhawks. Just past the center stripe, Delaney Ahern to boom it away.
And Ball State NIU, pretty familiar foes as of this past week. The last Bronze Stall game being played yesterday. Tough loss for the Cardinals. Congrats to the Northern Illinois Huskies for getting that win in DeKalb.
That's got to be a great feeling for sure, to win that last matchup knowing you're leaving the conference. And also when it comes to Ball State soccer, this will be the last foreseeable time they play NIU because NIU soccer will be moving to the Horizon League.
Well, if you're an optimist, it won't be the last time we see Ball State square off in Miami for another sport. On Tuesday, we've got our women's volleyball team facing off against the Redhawks, who stand at 5th in the conference to Ball State's 1st. Cardinals got their first loss yesterday in a shocking sweep against Ohio.
Yeah, that was an interesting match. I was paying attention to it. Katie O'Malley with control for Miami on the attacking side. Far wing, guarded by Verberg, one-on-one. Tries to get into the 18, but she's stonewalled and kicked out of play. Looks like it'll be a corner kick for the Redhawks, but what a great effort by Kira Verberg.
Verberg has been excellent all year as a midfielder, as a defender. She's been flying all over the pitch through the duration of this year, but really the first true opportunity here for Miami to get something going. Looks like it'll be Penagor to kick it in.
Penagor on the right side of the cage. 29 minutes to go in the first half. 1-0 Ball State. The Redhawks with their first corner kick of the day. They boom it away. A curler into the 6. A sea of red there, but Ball State gets to it first. Off of the deflection, O'Malley. A high arcer. It's corralled by Palante of Ball State. The Cardinals get out of the jam.
It's the second time Palante has had to go airborne this year. Just 8 goals allowed. Wasn't going to be her 9th right there. Great play.
Kate Palante, a big day for her, the sophomore. Also bragging rights for her. Her teammate, not currently in the match right now for Miami, but Talia Weitzel, a couple of Westfield Shamrocks going head-to-head. Ball State, they clear it out of play. The question is, who will possession go to? It goes to the Cardinals, going right to left. They're atop of the pitch as it's passed in forward, looking for Delaney Caldwell, but Julian Kidd gets there for Miami. Another deflection out of play on the far touchline. Ball State gets it right back, moving a few feet forward now onto their attacking side.
Yeah, there wasn't much going there. It's a 3-on-7 between this Ball State offense, but certainly an opportunity. Just a few feet forward, like you said, to try and get something going.
Fiona Killian for the Cardinals, cycling backwards. Ball State in control. Takes 2 hops over to Delaney Caldwell. Kicked away by Penny Gore, but the Cardinals get it right back. Far wing and a big tackle by Julian Kidd. The whistle is blown for a foul. And it goes against Tori Monaco of Ball State. She was the one that tripped up Kidd. So the Redhawks get possession. A big break for Miami.
And a great showing from Julianne Kidd, able to get the slide while being fouled. You know, missed opportunity there for Ball State, but outstanding defense there from the senior defender.
Addie Chester had control. It was pickpocketed, though. Katie O'Malley goes across the timeline for Miami, atop of the pitch, walking that tightrope, guarded by Verberg. It's poked away. Miami gets possession right back, but Kira Verberg making her impact known defensively.
Absolutely, and with Katie O'Malley, she's no stranger to this Ball State team. She's our impact player. As we mentioned in the pregame, especially with Miami being down, I would expect to see some more balls come her way to try and get her going.
Just under 27 minutes to go in the first half. It's 1-0 Ball State. One-on-one. It's Ava Boyd walking the tightrope of the goal line, now on the far wing, guarded by Jordan Klassen, a junior going up against a freshman in that matchup. Now here we go, one-on-one. Ball State clears it away. Great opportunity for Millie Cook just on the outside of the 6, but Izzy Ross was able to boom it out of play. Redhawks now in the center circle, right in the sweet spot. Izzy Ross, another takeaway, but not before a foul occurs, going against Fiona Killian. Off ball on Shea Taylor.
Yeah, that was going to be called every day of the week. It's hard to stop yourself when you've got that much momentum against Shea Taylor. She falls to the ground. Easy whistle blow for our officials.
And a free kick, it'll be Sophia Pennygore, a player who did not play at all last season for the Redhawks, but she's made a big impact this season. Kicks it into the 18, goes too long, nobody home. Palante corrals it, even though she's sandwiched by Maris Jennings. She goes down, she's still down, and there's a yellow card on Jennings.
Gotta hope Palante's all right, but those are one of the tougher shots to defend against because you have to really get some good depth perception as to, do you contest Maris Jennings or do you go for the ball immediately? Nice play by Palante. As we said before, gotta hope she's okay there. Looks like she took a cleat to the head or the shoulder area. That's tough.
It's kind of like in football on a kickoff where you take a fair catch and you get hit anyway.
You know, every person for themselves out here. Ruthless in soccer, especially in Mid-American Conference soccer.
It really is, especially on a day like today where it just means more. Palante going right to left, high in the air into the center circle. Too long, over to Miami now. Hafen kicks it away, clearing it. It's a foot race into the 18, cleared by Ball State with Delaney Ahern out of play on the near touch line. Kate Palante was there too, but Ahern had the first touch for Ball State.
Yeah, and in a moment like that, with Palante so far out of the goalie box, her and Ahern just have to get it out of there. Could be something here for Miami, but you got to cut your losses if you're Ball State's D.
One-on-one, Cook for Miami, had it poked away. Back to the Redhawks on a deflection. Ball State with Ahern being a defensive menace. Jennings kicked it away for Miami, though, on the near touch line of their attacking side. Ball State makes a couple of changes, though. It appears Emily Roper is checked in. Not only that, but you also see for the first time, she didn't play in the last match, LG Moncrief. Out goes Fiona Killian as well. Delaney Caldwell with Hafen on her, walking that tightrope near touch line. It's poked out by Caldwell. Cook on a header on the near wing for Miami. Hafen tried to do it herself as well, but Lexi Watkins with a 360 spin. She's taken down by Millie Cook. Miami on a breakaway. Ball State pickpockets it right back with Lexi Watkins. Addie Chester on the errant pass. Couldn't quite see it. It was right to the back of her shin. A header for Ball State with Ahern as it's poked away back towards Miami's side with Shea Taylor. Monacre, Chester gets a foot to it, working backwards now with Sink. Now it's that battle of the middle once again. A high arcing pass to the near wing for Miami is controlled by Ball State, but it's fumbled by Isaacson. Hafen gets past her into the 18 off of the back of Moncrief for the Cardinals. So Ball State, even though she wasn't quite paying attention, was able to come away with it. Redhawks now, Pennygora. She guides it atop of the pitch. Katie O'Malley, we haven't quite called her name as much today, but she is attacking now on Izzy Ross. Tries to get to the far wing, poked away on the far touch line. The question is, who will possession go to? It goes to the Redhawks, and it goes to Julian Kidd on an inbound. And a substitution made. Out goes Maris Jennings for Miami. And in comes Caroline Mortensen. She had a goal in the last match against Ohio.
Yeah, Izzy Ross has a tough test today against Katie O'Malley, but so far through the 40 minutes of play, we've seen great defense from a freshman against an outstanding junior forward.
Mortensen had a look inside the 6, but Palante was able to reach out and again haul it in. Kate Palante has been very solid in the box. With 22 minutes to go in the first half, a 1-0 Ball State lead. Delaney Caldwell was able to get that goal for Ball State earlier. Now Miami on their own defensive third with Kidd to inbound on the far touchline. Ball State back in control with Klassen, the high arcing kick, as the Redhawks looking to avoid what would be, just from a history standpoint, not a great loss, knowing that you haven't won here at Briner Sports Complex since October 30th, 2014.
Yeah, it's been over a decade and just tough sledding here. The home environment for Ball State with the women's soccer environment has just been outstanding from these fans. They have a tendency to show out. Certainly a home field advantage for Ball State. Like we said earlier, pretty packed crowd today. We've got a lot of red and black to the stands in our left, Roen.
Now the Cardinals on a free kick boomed away into the 18. Moncrief had the quick touch. Chester gets there off of the deflection on the far wing, gets past O'Malley. It's swiped away by O'Malley over towards the goal line, so Ball State gets their first corner kick of the day, but a great defensive effort by Katie O'Malley, a player that you usually see as more of a striker. She's able to get back defensively.
Well, the star on offense can do a little bit on defense as well, but Ball State, this could be an opportunity to jump out 2-0. We only thought maybe 1 or 2 goals could be scored right here. Might be a chance to change that.
Into the 6, Popa gets 2 hands on it for Miami to poke it away. It was Moncrief on the kick, but Miami back with possession. A good reset for them, a really good stand.
That's why Dominique Popa is one of the better goalkeepers in the MAC. Just outstanding from her, a creative way to stop the ball there. Almost looked like a volleyball set. Just getting it out there, getting her hands up, and that ball just completely thwarted was the Cardinal offense by Dominique Popa herself and her alone.
Popa has to take a couple of steps back in towards her own 6. A lot of goalkeepers have that tendency, though, to try and get those couple extra steps, try and give their team an extra advantage. Dominique Popa booms it away with the right foot. It's a line drive towards the middle third. Caldwell beats out Shea Taylor for Ball State. She's on a breakaway to the far wing. Into the 18, tries to go misdirection. Izzy Ross puts one on wide left on the outside of the box. Izzy Ross, a solid look for the freshman, but too much on it.
It's a nice shot by Izzy Ross. You're probably not going to get much going there. It's not a great angle for her, but nice job to continue putting pressure on Popa.
That's exactly what it is, Dylan. The pressure you put on the goalkeeper, it really adds up in the end. That's why shots on goal and shots as a whole are such important stats. On that near side, Longacre goes off of her for Miami off of the chest. So Ball State to inbound with Isaacson. Under 20 minutes to go in the first half. 1-0 Cardinals. Isaacson to inbound, tries to go for Addie Chester. Jaden Sink gets there for the Redhawks.
And as you mentioned with shots on goal, even if they can't get through a number of times, even if somebody, like we see with Emma Van Hall with field hockey, had just a handful of shots and shots on goal, wasn't able to get it through until one of the final games of the year, it just gives that goalie just a little bit more pressure and keeps him thinking and could open up an opportunity for another person to score down the line.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because with field hockey, there are parallels to soccer. You see that quite often, and I think the point stands, Dylan. You're absolutely right. Even like if you're kind of the opposite of Addie Chester, where Addie Chester has a lot of shot attempts, but she gets home on a lot of those. 10 goals for her on the season. But there are some players, they take a lot of shots. They might not get home on as many of them, but still very solid players and add a lot to their team.
Well, and some of it is a positional thing, Van Hall being a midfielder in comparison to Addie Chester as a forward, but some of it is a talent basis. Addie Chester does a great job of finishing, while Emma Van Hall does a great job of captaining the Cardinal offense and doing a bunch of things that you don't see on the stat sheet.
And after a goal kick for the Redhawks, they work backwards to the near side, looks for Sydney Thompson, poked away by Isaacson of the Cardinals. Izzy Ross, pickpocketed by Mortensen of Miami. Ava Boyd now in control in the center circle. Line drive kick for Sydney Thompson, wearing a mask. Had a facial injury. Now she's back out there. Near wing, it's Longacre, swiped away by Lexi Watkins of the Cardinals. A foot race to get there. Greer Isaacson for Ball State wins it. Millie Cook back with Miami. Into the 6, nobody home on the kick from the near wing. Ball State clears it away with Klassen. Pass goes over the head of Delaney Caldwell into the center circle, tries to go right to left. Just over 11 minutes to go in this first half. 1-0 Cardinals. Lexi Watkins controls on her own defensive third, near wing, pokes it out of bounds, goes to the Redhawks in prime scoring position. trying to even this one up. Morgan Longacre into the 18 with Cook. It's stripped by Greer Isaacson of Ball State. Cardinals have possession for now. Miami gets it right back, though, off of the long errant pass with Shea Taylor. Caroline Mortensen puts one on into the 18. Palmer has it rejected away by Klassen, out of bounds on the goal line. It'll be Miami's second corner, but Jordan Klassen, the freshman, making another great defensive play.
Certainly an excellent play there from the Michigan product, but man, Miami has spent so much time on this offensive attack. Something's got to give, but the Ball State defense today so far, stifling.
You know, I'm excited to see that time of possession stat at halftime. On the left side of the goal, it'll be Shea Taylor, the former Memphis Tiger. Slow roller into the 6, goes off of the shin of Caldwell of the Cardinals. Miami works backwards. Into the 18, takes 3 hops into the 6. Nobody home for the Redhawks. It's Kate Palante controlling for Ball State.
And it was effectively a clearance there from Delaney Caldwell. If she could get just enough of her leg on it, just getting it as far out as she possibly can, now the Cardinals get a chance to reset.
I'm glad you mentioned it, Dylan, that this is a battle where we've seen a lot of it be on Miami's attacking side, but Ball State has had some really good stands. Near side, Sydney Thompson. Now you see it full force right there, right on the near touch line, wearing that I was about to say Batman mask, that black mask on the face. I mean, that's the closest thing I can compare it to.
You know, it's hard to be stylish with a mask on the pitch or in any sport, but, you know, Miami's Sydney Thompson has done a great job with it.
Addie Chester, big collision, taken down by Sink, and Chester is still down. Takes a moment. Grimace is in pain. Down on a knee and back up.
Good for her to get up in her own power. Caldwell extended an arm. Little bit of a scary moment there, but glad to see Addie Chester's all right. She's done so much for this Ball State offense and so much for the program in her 3 years here from Louisville.
How about Moncrief, though, who has a free kick for Ball State just on the outermost part of the 18. Cardinals on the attacking side. Moncrief looks for Caldwell. Can't get there, though. Boyd with the rejection. The clearance, though, off of a header. Watkins tried to get into the 6, couldn't quite do it. Sydney Thompson near touch line. Gets past Watkins. She's able to get her own through pass over towards Millie Cook, that time towards the center line, out of play. Really good clear by Miami. They have possession around the middle of the pitch.
You know, amongst outstanding black masks, I can think of Batman. I can think of Zorro.
I've never heard of that one.
The Mask of Zorro, Western legend.
Man, I think I need to read more. I think that's my thing.
Yeah.
Tori Monaco with a takedown towards the far touchline of Miami's attacking side. They get Monaco for that. The whistle blown. Sophia Pennygore looked like she was going to kick it away, but they go back to Julianne Kidd. Now I see what you're talking about.
Hold up Zorro here for Roen on the broadcast. Nice Don black mask there for the Cowboy.
Oh, man. Pennygore does kick it away on the free kick. On the arc of the 18, a header for Caldwell of Ball State. Moving backwards, Shea Taylor for Miami off of that deflection. About 13 and a half minutes left in the first half. 1-0 Cardinals. Caldwell on a breakaway. Looks for Chester on a through pass. Sink is able to get there first for Miami.
He's getting ready to get excited there. I thought that pass was going to go to Chester. She hasn't skipped a beat since she went down. Just limitless cardio from the senior.
Pennygore with the interception for Miami, looking to spoil the return of a returning Audrey Goodyear for Ball State. A whistle is blown just on the outside of the 18 towards the far wing. Goes against Miami. It's offsides. Ball State gets it.
And a moment of appreciation for Delaney Caldwell and Addie Chester. The two of them have just been flying all over the pitch today. Such aggression on defense, and then on offense, being able to outrun these defenders even while dribbling a ball. They've just been excellent.
Long kick for Palante goes all the way to the middle third. Chester one-on-one, bumping and bashing with a Red Hawk, and Lexi Watkins comes away with it far wing for Ball State. Puts a curler into the 6, a header that's rejected by Popa of the Red Hawks with 2 hands.
Another set there by Popa. Excellent play, but that all started with Addie Chester. Like I said, with the aggression on defense, able to intercept Miami just trying to get it out of their attacking third. Chester there to say no.
She clears it out. Miami does get possession on their defensive third. The far touchline. Kidd will inbound. But man, Dylan, it was one-on-one. Caldwell with Popa. Caldwell couldn't quite get there. And just two hands right there. The athletic play from Dominique Popa, one of the best goalkeepers in the entire Mid-American Conference.
That's a marquee matchup in the conference, Roen. Two of the best at their respective positions. It's fun to see players like that get to square off, even if it's just a bang-bang play.
Cardinals make some changes. Jess Furno checks in for Lexi Watkins. And then the usual, Emily Roper in for Delaney Caldwell. The first time we'll see the senior Roper today.
And we've seen Roper come off the bench for the first time really in her career. It was a decision made by Coach Andy Stutz. It's just a great opportunity to keep high-flying offense going. It's almost like a sixth man in basketball.
It really is. Ball State, though, they're trying to create some pressure into the 18 with Emily Roper has it poked away by Shea Taylor of Miami. Izzy Ross with a quick foot to it. Chester one-on-one with Boyd. They clear it out towards the near side of the pitch. Middle third, Miami with Thompson. Isaacson, she's back down for Ball State as she had control, I should say, as Long Acre kicks it away. Here we go. Emily Roper in control near wing, a header, by far the tallest player on the pitch. With the right foot, has it taken away. That time by Ava Boyd of Miami. Ball State back off of the clearance with Delaney Ahern. Izzy Ross cycling backwards, back to Ahern on the near touchline. Emily Roper one-on-one with Boyd again. A header goes off to Jess Furno of Ball State. Miami off of that deflection goes back with Caroline Mortensen. Back and forth we go, Dylan. It's out of play. Ball State gets possession towards the near touchline center stripe.
I wouldn't be shocked if Isaacson gets this ball to Roper. One of the things that makes her so good is her height, and she's got a great vertical to outleap everybody.
I'm glad you mentioned the change of Emily Roper coming off of the bench. She has started once this year. She started every match last year. Andy Stutz said it. She's been very selfless about it, trying to do whatever she can to help the team, and it's really paid dividends. Coming in for Delaney Caldwell, such a great lateral move in the final 15 minutes of a half, just knowing you have fresh legs there. Through pass from Roper into the 18 for Chester isn't home. Mortensen on a line drive kick looking for Caroline Palmer on the far side. Ball State gets it off of that, though, with Jordan Klassen.
And it's no chance to rest for the Miami defense. When you go from Addie Chester and Delaney Caldwell to Emily Roper and Delaney Caldwell, both of those forwards, I mean, you're sitting there as Dominique Popa going, oh, shoot, I have to face her now, too? It's a tough scene.
It really is. You can't win, Dylan. That's the other thing. It's so tough, but you have to work through it.
The Cardinal offense, even with Andy Stutz or even before that, Coach Reif, it's just such a pick-your-poison style, especially with last year having these three offensive threats, plus Avery Fenchel, one of the greatest in program history.
Yeah, Avery Fenchel, you can't forget that name, especially if you're a Ball State fan. Ahern clears it out inside the 18, but back to Miami. Caroline Mortensen on the far wing, working on Klassen. A double team comes with Monaco, goes out of play on the goal line. Looks like it will be the Redhawks' third corner as it goes off of Ball State. They set up on the right side of the goal, right side of the pitch as well. Sophia Penigore, once again, will do the honors with just over 8 minutes to go in the first half. 1-0 Ball State our score. Penigore curls one into the 6. Goes too long, misses Taylor. Sink tries to put one on. High arcing goes atop of the net. Ball State back in possession.
Just went off the wrong part of Sink's foot there, but as this clock dwindles for the first half and as Miami still finds themselves down 1-0, considering the pace of their offense, everything's been going right. They just haven't been able to put it in the back of the net. We're going to see a little bit more desperation from these Redhawks.
Oh, surely, especially towards the end of a half. That's really what you see. With Kate Palante set to kick it away for Ball State. Low arcing kick goes into the middle third. Ball State does come away with it with Audrey Goodyear making her return after missing the last few matches. Ahern, she airs it out for Ball State just to the outside of the 18, one-on-one with Furno. Miami does win the battle, but the Cardinals get it right back with Izzy Ross. LG Moncrief in front of the center circle, puts it out in front of Monaco, poked away by Kidd.
Good interception there from Kidd.
That time with Rachel Noonan, the first time we're calling her name for the Redhawks, clears it out of bounds, far touchline. Another substitution made for Ball State. Out goes Addie Chester. Back in is Caitlin Vallow. So here we go. Roper has control on the far touchline. Ball State comes away with it with Isaacson. It's stripped away. Redhawks back in control with Noonan. To the far wing, Palmer loses control. They go backwards. Ball State pickpocketing with Jordan Klassen. Going backwards is Miami now off of that. Just over 6 minutes to go in the first half. Cardinals with that 1-0 lead. Izzy Ross on a breakaway. She's in the arc. Tries to get into the 18. Gets there with Jess Furno. She's triple teamed. Goes backwards to Ross. Roper on an island outside of the 18. Has Vallow where she wanted her. Couldn't quite get it to her, though, off of her back. Ball State works backwards with Greer Isaacson. Into the 18, a header for Shea Taylor of Miami. Clears away the distress of the Redhawks.
And there on defense, Miami was really playing a trap-style defense, being able to rally to the ball and fly around to whoever has it on their foot.
That's really what we've seen for Miami for the most part today, and that's what we saw right there, Dylan. And that time it worked out, but Ball State's still in possession on their attacking side. Taylor with the soft header. Goes quickly back to Roper, misses it all on a header attempt. Izzy Ross into the box, looks for Vallow. Too much mustard on it, goes out of play on the goal line. It'll be a goal kick for Miami. Dominique Popa once again set to kick it away. Just under 5 minutes to play in this first half. It is 1-0 Cardinals. Popa doesn't kick it away, though. They give it to Penny Gore inside the 6. Interesting choice by the Redhawks. She does get it into the center circle. Quick touch by Vallow of Ball State. She's double-teamed, taken down. Tries to get it to a Cardinal in the 18, but nobody's there. Miami clears it out. Caroline Palmer across the center stripe. One-on-one with Moncrief. They work backwards with Mortensen. High arcing through pass gets to Ball State instead on the middle third of the attacking side for Miami. Vallow on the far touchline gets tripped up. The possession arrow goes to Ball State. Audrey Goodyear set to inbound. Too long for Roper. Goes off of the left shoulder of Vallow on the far touchline. Gets it back off of a collision with Penny Gore. Kicked out of bounds. It goes to Miami on possession.
The ball had a weird spin. It's certainly hard to play off the bounce there, but Emily Roper, the attempt for the header, there's 2 steps to the header, right, Roen? There's boxing out, and then there's jumping up and putting your dome in the right position there. Roper unable to get the second part done, but nice box out.
Yeah, that's the thing people forget about the art of the header, you can say, is the boxing out part as well. That's why players like Emily Roper are so impactful for Ball State with their height and physicality. A sea of headers in the center circle. Miami's able to come away with it with Sophia Pennygore. Shea Taylor, the Memphis transfer, didn't play at all for the Redhawks last season, but her first full season with the group, she's looked very solid. Far wing, an opportunity for Miami with Noonan. It's cleared out by Ball State towards the middle of the field. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Still 1-0 Cardinals. Delaney Caldwell got it done for Ball State. Jess Furno kicks it away for the Cardinals. Near wing, one-on-one Thompson with Vallow. Who will win the battle? Whistle blown before we find out. and it appears the battle is won by the Cardinals on that front.
Yeah, it's just changing up looks there for Sydney Thompson. Now it's Vallow. We saw Greer Isaacson there to contest before. It's just giving this Miami offense new looks, new people to try and get by.
We are just over the 2-minute mark left in this first half. Palante, the goalkeeper, kicks it away near touchline off of the body of Longacre of the Redhawks. It goes out of play, but they're going to say off of Furno of the Cardinals. So Miami in a pretty solid position on their attacking middle third near touchline. They air it out for Palmer. Roper gets it off of the deflection with her chest. Ava Boyd one-on-one with Delaney Ahern. Ahern misses it. She gets the tackle, no call, as Greer Isaacson comes away with it for Ball State.
Boyd is beside herself. The collision there with Ahern, you would have thought there was a whistle blown, but no dice for Miami.
No dice indeed, as Roper tried to get a through pass over into the 18, looking for Annika Klaus potentially. No one there, though.
And with the high emotions, it's really interesting that these officials are just letting these teams play. There's been a handful of collisions that haven't been stopped. Just one yellow card there for Jennings, but you could argue for more.
Mortensen, misdirection into the 18. Far wing, puts it on, wide left, not even close. Under 1 minute to go in the first half. They set up, though. I think this will be the fourth corner for Miami. It went off of a Cardinal, it appears. Redhawks, you have to work with a sense of urgency, though, just a little over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
The sliding stop there from Moncrief is what got that ball off the angle, but now fun opportunity as the half dwindles.
Into the 6, Palante reaches up and corrals it for Ball State. Cardinals once again avoid disaster.
It's got to be so hard as a goalie to navigate that ball, not only as it's coming down with the spin and the wind, but then you've got all sorts of players and heads just jumping up at you as you're trying to find a different spherical object in the prize.
Well, that all but seals the deal in the first half, at least. With under 10 seconds to go, Ball State will have possession until the end of the half. Tries to put one into the 18, doesn't matter. Because after one half, the Ball State Cardinals lead 1-0 over the Miami Redhawks. A defensive battle that so far the Cardinals are winning.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, Roan. I would have expected a goal to be scored in the second half once cardio and pacing becomes an issue, but just a rare mistake from the Miami defense is what made the Caldwell goal. It wasn't even their fault, just a ricochet that Caldwell took advantage of. And as perfect as Miami and Ball State's defense has been, it's little things like that that'll make either one offense or the other take advantage of opportunities and capitalize. Ball State was able to do that there, but as the second half comes around, when people are tired, when people are on their last legs, that's when we really start to see some desperation from either side and where most goals might be scored in this one.
Really, both sides. There hasn't been much domination at all. It's been pretty even with the score right now, really reflecting it.
Well, all things considered, both teams have had substantial opportunities on either side to score. It's just been excellent defense from the opposition and the goalies. Dominique Popa doesn't have any saves credited to her in the first half, but she's been outstanding. Inversely, Kate Palante, 5 shots faced, nothing through the net. Good work from the sophomore.
It's been a great battle of the goalkeepers, you could say. We'll be right back, though, with more Ball State soccer. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
Hey Cardinal fans, this is Connor Onion, play-by-play broadcaster with Fox Sports, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. Chirp, chirp.
We return with Ball State soccer at the halftime break. The Cardinals leading 1-0 over the Miami Redhawks. I'm Roen Elbert. That's Dylan Budd. But for the best stories in the Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, you can all find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, that's ballstatesportslink.com. I'm Roen Elbert. That's Dylan Budd. We've had a fun one on hand, a matchup that hasn't been dominated by one side or the other, but Ball State comes forward with a 1-0 lead going into half with a Delaney Caldwell goal. But all in all, Dylan, what are your biggest takeaways?
Well, Rowan, through the entirety of the first half, we had said, man, we can't wait to see the time of possession statistics, and we just got them in that commercial break. Ball State at 53%. They have maintained possession to Miami's 47%. It's felt a little bit more like Miami's advantage just because in their time, they've been more advantageous. 16% of their time of possession has been in the attacking third. They've done a great job of maintaining that pressure on Ball State. And even on their attacking side, 39%. So much time, more than half of their time has been spent on the attack. It's been great from the offense, just not able to capitalize on their opportunities so far.
Here's what I find interesting. Miami right now, more shot attempts than Ball State. 6-5, they lead that advantage. Same amount of shots on goal with one. Ball State's one shot on goal ended up being the goal that Delaney Caldwell scored. So, Dylan, with that stat in mind, Miami, they have a really good shot to make an impact in half number two.
Well, Miami certainly had the chances to in the first half. Like you said, 5 shots. Kate Palante is only credited with 1 save, but we saw her making plays left and right in the first half. Now, as the second half transpires, Ball State really didn't make too many mistakes on defense. Greer Isaacson, Izzy Ross, all of them have done an excellent job when their backs are against the wall. When it's the 45th minute of the second half and these two teams are just completely gassed out, somebody's going to make a mistake. You can't play a perfect game. The question for Miami is, can they take advantage of Ball State's defensive mistakes that, as good as they are inevitable?
Yeah, that's why I find it interesting. I'm glad you mentioned it with Kate Palante only being credited for 1 save. Sure, but there's always so much more to the stats that a fan just from the naked eye won't be able to see. A lot of that comes in with defensive players, also goalkeepers as well, that you really don't think about.
It's things you don't see on the stat sheet, right? The amount of times that we saw LG Moncrief make a diving stop, or Greer Isaacson get it out of play, Delaney Ahern making plays back there as well. It's things that don't show on the stat sheet. Delaney Caldwell, even, known for her offense, had a really great clearance after one of the Miami corner kicks. They've done a great job of being able to maintain and stay firm on defense while also being able to get it out as far as they can to try and get their offense an opportunity and keep Miami reeling.
It's just been a fun matchup, though. for Miami, what do you think is being said to them by head coach Courtney Sermons right now?
Well, there hasn't been a lot of time with Katie O'Malley having the ball, and early on we saw Hafen get some attempts, but it's been pretty quiet from them so far, I would argue. I want to see them start trying to conduct plays where they can get a through ball to Hafen. I want to see Malley start bringing the ball up more because one-on-one, she makes most defenders miss in the Mid-American Conference. Both of them have done great jobs all season. As we said in the opening, O'Malley, whenever she scores, the Redhawks are 4-0. You got to see her more touches, and you have to see Hafen more touches. Something to get this team going, and when in doubt, feed your stars.
You really have to. Miami, they just haven't done that, like you said. That was the key to the game that I've seen from a lot of other people when I've watched Miami broadcasts back is you got to give O'Malley the ball, and for good reason. You look at the stat. They're 4-0 when she scores. That's alarming to me, Dylan.
O'Malley only just played 27 minutes. That doesn't feel like much. Certainly doesn't feel like enough for someone of her impact. Hafen, 27 as well, but when you look at Ball State side and their stars, Delaney Caldwell had 34, Addie Chester had 39. And Caldwell scored. Addie Chester doesn't have much to her name, but she's already made so much of an impact, especially on defense with her aggression. I want to see more of that from Katie O'Malley. When Greer Isaacson is trying to dribble that ball and get it up to the Ball State offense, I want to see Katie O'Malley swoop in, intercept it, and see if she can get something going herself, because now it's desperation time.
I think that's why, on the bright side, with O'Malley only playing 27 minutes, you would think from a coaching standpoint, you have her fresh for the majority of the second half. Maybe that's the mindset there?
Possibly, you know, as we hear often, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and it's really hard to play 90 minutes and fly around the pitch, so just 27 minutes, I wouldn't be shocked if they keep her in for the duration of the second half as they try to get a win. As we know, this would be a really big win for either side, so little bit of desperation. You have one game left before the MAC tournament. Both teams have clinched, so I wonder if there could be some load management there as well. But I just want to see more content from Katie O'Malley.
I wonder if the Ball State players know what's at stake here with a win. Because Andy Stutes, I talked to him a few days ago, and I said, hey, man, like, with just the standings, like, are you constantly looking at them and telling the players what they need to do? And he said, not really. Honestly, he said, I don't really tell the players, hey, we're a half game back, we're 1.5 games back. But he says that you'd honestly be stupid not to look at it.
Well, if you're going to be Ball State's head coach, you have to think about what matchup you might be facing once tournament time comes around in Columbus. Western will probably get a first-round bye, standing at 8-1-1. As we mentioned in the open, Buffalo could jump down to 3, maybe 4, depending on how some things transpire. One of these teams could jump pending a Buffalo loss, but it's pretty likely that Ball State and Miami will face some combination of Kent State, Bowling Green, potentially Buffalo. They won't face each other in the first round. They might face each other in the second round, considering the wins. Both of these teams are better than their record shows, but it's got to be really important to see what potential matchups you have, because that's a lot of prep and a lot of film if you're Andy Stutes or Miami on the other side, their head coach.
Yeah, just 2 weeks ago, we were looking at Ball State as a team that was on the outside looking in, just trying to get into the MAC tournament. It's crazy just how quickly 1 month can change things, because the month of October, Ball State has been unreal, only losing 1 match this month. Now here we are, where the Cardinals, not only are they in the MAC tournament, they're thriving and trying to get not only a top 3 spot, but maybe even that first round bye.
Absolutely, man. The Cardinals are alive and well right now. The offense has been spectacular. The defense has been stifling. We've seen flashes of that today in this Miami contest, but man, they've gotten hot at the right time, Roen, and I'm really excited to see how far they can go in this MAC tournament.
And finally, Dylan, for one of these teams to come forward with a win, what will it take?
It's going to take a lot. It's going to take some of it is just who wants it more. Some of it is just capitalizing. We're looking at the Miami bench right now. They're jumping up and down. I think they're trying to get their team hyped up. You know, they're still in this. I think they want themselves to remember that. But Coach Sermons, she's an experienced coach. This is her 8th year at the helm. You know, She knows this team very well. She knows this program very well. And she knows the Redhawks are better than their performance right now. As long as they can let their high-end talent kind of bail them out in a situation like this where you're down 1-0, they can come out on top. For Ball State, it's business as usual. You can play this game like it's 0-0. Keep the offensive aggression. So often what we see in the MAC is that these teams struggle to play with a lead. And it's what Ball State, it's kind of what did them in last year. They scored so many goals to open and then just ran out of gas because they were playing to not lose. So for Ball State, I would say all gas, no break. Just keep the pressure going on Miami and things will fall into place by themselves.
This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State Sports Link and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McAlliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or you could just visit victorymuncie.com. We're going to send it to one last break here in the halftime break. The Ball State Cardinals lead 1-0 over Miami. We'll be back with second half action here on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Jared Matheny with Summit City Sports at Indiana Tech Athletics, a proud Sports Link alum. Go Cards!
We are back with SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. The Ball State Cardinals taking on the Miami Redhawks, a 1-0 Cardinal advantage. Ball State often firing early. They'll move left to right. The Cardinals today wearing their white jerseys, the black lettering on them, the red front lettering, black shorts. Miami with the all-red look with white lettering. Addie Chester controls for Ball State. Near wing, Cardinals already aggressive with Tori Monaco. She's guarded by O'Malley. A little bit of shoving on the near wing. Tries to get it through past the Moncrief. She's stonewalled by Boyd.
Already an immediate opportunity for Ball State, and that starts with the kickoff. Just a little tap to Addie Chester. Easy way to get things going if you're Ball State's offense.
Yeah, Ball State already carving through the defense early. As Miami with Julianne Kidd to inbound towards the center stripe. Just 30 seconds into the second half. For Ball State with a 1-0 lead early. Walking the tightrope with O'Malley. Chester guarding closely. They cycle it backwards.
Chester versus Kidd is such a great matchup. Chester donning the blue wristband, Kidd donning the red one, befitting the captains. You've got captain versus captain, leader versus leader squaring off against one another. Both of them just outstanding players and outstanding teammates. It's fun to see them get to duke it out.
Yeah, and especially Chester, what she's done in just 2 years as a Cardinal, on and off of the pitch. It's outstanding.
She's been ridiculous. She leads the MAC in goals, shots on goals, and points. As we said earlier, MAC Player of the Week, reigning. She was first team All-MAC last year. She's just been ridiculous.
How about this? Kicked away Miami on the far touchline. A great opportunity with the toss in from Kidd, trying to get it into the box. Kidd, she dribbles it a couple of times. Now lets it rip into the 18 off of the chest of Isaacson, and off we go for Ball State as they clear it away out of harm's way towards the Ball State bench on the left side of the pitch. Here we go, over the head of a Red Hawk and back over to the Cardinals with Caldwell, who clears it once again, a slow roller towards the far touchline.
And with this second half, with Ball State getting a lead, I think we're going to see a lot more clearances rather than long passes to the offense to try and get something going. It's less of a chance that a mistake is made and Miami capitalizes, just gets the ball out of play and generally farther back for the Redhawks to take advantage.
Ball State still with that stand defensively, going strong with Fiona Killian with the kick away, clearing it wide. So now Miami back in control on their attacking side with a throw-in from the far touch side. Mortensen into the 18, off of the head of Klassen for Ball State. Cardinals back in control with Chester. She's quick-pocketed by Mortensen. Back and forth with Ball State and Miami as Verberg cleared it out towards the center circle. Redhawks back with it. Shea Taylor one-on-one with Chester. From behind, she gets back with it. Not before O'Malley has it on the near wing for Miami off of that deflection. One-on-one with Monaco. She's covered like a blanket. Ball State double-teamed and kicked away by the Cardinals on the near touchline, out of bounds. Miami back with possession with Kidd after Verberg once again made a solid play to kick it away.
And that's why Katie O'Malley, hasn't gotten too much action going, because she's been quite literally double-teamed as soon as she gets the ball. Once she passes it off, that defender can switch on to somebody else, but not much production there for the forward.
Kidd went into the 6, but Klassen had a header. Nobody home for Miami on that near side. Monaco. A little 180 spin as Shea Taylor had control. Perfect one-on-one with Palante. Klassen's able to cover her as Palante collects it.
Yeah, Klassen just able to extend her arms out, quite literally box out Miami's Taylor. And then Palante, it's an easy collection, uncontested, and now the Cardinals can reset.
Kayla Perfect had probably her best look of the afternoon. Couldn't quite get it done, though. Cardinals now with possession after the foul occurring towards the center stripe. Both teams, even in the foul department, in the first half at least, at 6. Ahern on the bottom of the center circle, kicks it away for Ball State. To the arc. It's quickly headed up for Miami with Sink. One-on-one, Shea Taylor comes away with it for the Redhawks. Long clearance goes to Ball State with Klassen on the defensive third. She's tackled by Kayla Perfect one-on-one, but they call the foul before the shot.
Big mistake there from Klassen to fall down. Perfect had a great look. Whistle blowed. Cardinals caught a big break there. Just tough scenes for Kayla Perfect. I really thought she had a pure, true one-on-one opportunity, but tough scenes for Miami. They now have to regroup.
Palante was ready for it, too. She had stepped up. Would have been an interesting one-on-one matchup, but we'll never know. Miami's Morea Hafen goes off of her on the far touch line, goes off of a Cardinal, as Miami now goes right to left. They're on the attacking side, the middle third. To the far wing for Perfect. We've been calling her name quite a bit. She's been the primary recipient of a lot of passes. A foul occurs, goes on Addie Chester against her on Miami. So Ball State gets possession back. Chester drawing it up.
Looks like Palante is going to bring it all the way back, and her powerful leg will make it the first time in a little bit that Ball State's been able to be on their own attacking side. Great offense from Miami so far in this second half.
We really saw it quite a bit in the first 30 seconds with the Cardinals' attack, but really not as much now. That wind starting to pick up, moving outwards. You can tell by the U.S. flag in that top right corner of the pitch, right to the right of the scoreboard. Whistle blown, a stoppage in play with 38:55 left in this matchup. 1-0 Cardinals. A conversation being had over towards Miami's bench. I think it has to do with a substitution that's right there. We continue to wait on, as there was a Red Hawk right there at the scorer's table. Maybe got in the way of a play right there, looking to check in.
Potentially. I couldn't really tell what was going on there. Just had some mic issues. My mistake. But the autumn wind has been nice. I can tell you that much, Roen. Our papers keep flying left and right with this open window. But we'll have to see what happens. Some discourse going on now with the officials and Miami's side.
Well, Ball State does get possession from that. Back to the attacking side. Chester's one-on-one with Sink. It's poked away by Sink that time on the far touch side. So Ball State moves a little bit forward. More past the middle third now on their attacking side. Again, the Cardinals move left to right. We're 7 minutes into this second half. Cardinals still lead 1-0. Miami clears it out left. So back out of bounds and Ball State in control. To the arc, Chester. She's hugged from behind, but she still has possession. She cycles back to Moncrief. Directs it over to the right side for Ball State. It's Monaco near wing. Kidd pokes it away. Near corner, still in play. Towards the goal line, poked out of bounds. Goes off of Monaco. It's a goal kick for Miami.
And that's just a tough break for Ball State. If you're Tori Monaco, she just tapped herself on the chest and said, "My bad," to her players. When you don't have that much space, I think the main goal is to try and redirect it off Kidd and see if you can get a corner kick. Unable to do so, there is the forward, but now the Cardinals get a chance to regroup, potentially a chance for Miami to get something going here.
Now Penny Gore kicks it away, not the goalkeeper, Popa. Why do you think that is on those goal kicks? They go to Popa rather, or they go to Penny Gore rather than Popa.
I would imagine Penny Gore as a defender has a little bit more experience getting some clearances, getting that ball as far as possible. In comparison to Popa, I wonder if Penny Gore just has a farther leg.
Yeah, well, we saw it right there. She went the whole distance of the field. Palante picked it up for Ball State, their goalkeeper. Line drive kick towards the middle third. Ball State off of the deflection. They work backwards to the defensive third, all the way back to Palante off of the feed from Delaney Ahern.
Just keep away now from Kayla Perfect.
That's really what it's been. Perfect has been everywhere. A name we really didn't call in the first half, but she's been making her presence known in the second.
Just 16 minutes in the first half, but she's very clearly taking it upon herself to get Miami back in this.
Hey, that's the bright side of maybe same with her and O'Malley not getting as many minutes in the first half. Fresh legs in the second. 101, Perfect. Had a look. They call her offsides just on the outside of the 18. How about that?
That's the second time that Perfect would have had a great look, but stopped by the officials. Add that to some of the collisions that haven't been called, and Miami's bench isn't too happy with our friends in green.
I think she knew it too. She more so kind of moved a little bit back to kind of sell it more, but she knew she was offsides from the jump.
It's the correct call for sure.
Chester stumbles. Yeah, props to our officials today getting that right. Ball State with a free kick towards the middle third, the far touchline they work. 35 minutes to go in the first half. It is 1-0 Cardinals. The free kick boomed away for Ball State with Ahern. Looks for Caldwell, left side of the 18. A header out of play, cleared by Jaden Sink of Miami. Now Greer Isaacson. Man, that wind is blowing heavy. You can tell by the flag right behind her. To the far wing, it's Chester. Double teamed, sliding kick and cleared away by Miami. It's Julian Kidd on the stop. Now Katie O'Malley goes across the timeline. Misdirection, able to get past Moncrief. Moncrief back on track, though, guarding O'Malley on the outside of the arc. Attacking side for Miami. They direct towards the near wing with Mortensen. Double teamed into the 6. O'Malley an opportunity. Back off of the deflection. Perfect. And over to Miami for a kick in. How about that? The Redhawks even it up. Great ball movement into the 6, and Ava Boyd scores.
And that started with Katie O'Malley, where she didn't have a goal. That's her 5th assist of the year, just being able to dribble it up, get it to Mortensen, and then it was all Redhawks from there. Similar to what we saw with the Cardinal goal, a couple ricochets, a couple bounces, makes it difficult for Palante to read it, and now it's a 0-0 ball game with 35 minutes to go.
How about that? 1-1 after that goal. Looks like they give it to Hafen. Maria Hafen gets that goal right there.
And that's what we wanted from halftime, Rowan. We wanted a through ball one way or another to Hafen. They've been trying to do it all game long. Finally, they hit pay dirt in an unorthodox way, but nonetheless, that goal counts.
Just with the defensive assignment, you thought that it was going to go through one way, but maybe not the way we expected. As Ball State goes left to right, about 11 minutes gone in this second half. It's 1-1 our score. Remember, Ball State, only once this season have they gotten a win where they haven't shut out their opponent. That came against Toledo last week, a Toledo team that's kind of been a bottom feeder in the Mid-American Conference. Cardinals won that one 2-1. It was off of an incredible performance from Addie Chester and also the freshman Jess Furno. Back and forth we go towards the center stripe. Miami with Kayla Perfect. She stops, goes back to the far side towards the far wing with Hafen. Ball State gets it right back off of the pickpocket from Watkins. Watkins is tripped up by a Red Hawk on that far side. Looks like it is Hafen. Longacre, but nonetheless, about 12 minutes left, or 12 minutes gone, I should say, in the second half. 1-1 our score. Cardinals with a free kick going across the center stripe. Delaney Caldwell one-on-one with Mortensen trying to get a quick touch for Ball State. Cardinals back in possession with Kira Verberg. She directs it towards the near side with Monaco. The takeaway that time. How about that? Julian Kidd getting a foot to it.
Looks like somebody lost a cleat.
Yeah, that's exactly where it is. Middle of the middle third.
It's Julianne Kidd, who just made the stop with her shoeless right foot.
Yeah, she's not even attempting to get that back on. One shoe on. Addie Chester is tackled from behind by Taylor. No call. Goes long and wide to the far side with Hafen. She clears it away. Ball State, it's a foot race to the far side. They reset with their goalkeeper, Palante. And finally, Julianne Kidd gets it back on.
Great performance from her, cleat or not. Monaco had just grabbed Kidd's cleat and threw it out of her direction, now able to collect it.
Yeah, it came off in that collision with that sliding stop, and Kidd goes down once again off the tackle from Monaco. A foul called, so Miami gets it right back. Kidd, she's just laughing it off right now. The Kansas State transfer is really taking a beating.
It's the second time in about 30 seconds that she's hit the dirt. Glad they finally got the call, but man, losing a shoe, hitting the ground again. She's been doing it all.
I'll tell you what, though, contrary to popular belief, I think in some ways it's a lot rougher hitting a turf field than a grass field in some ways.
Absolutely. Well, you've got all sorts of turf pellets rubbing on you. There is such a thing as turf burn, and I can tell you from personal experience, it is not pretty, and man, it is not fun.
I've been there before. I'm sure Julianne Kidd will be feeling the same way of later today, picking little turf pellets out. Addie Chester's one-on-one in the 18, though. She's double-teamed. Tries to go behind the back. Near wing into the 6. Tries to meet a Cardinal in Monaco. Caldwell one over. Goes well over the net. Almost out of completely the playing surface. It stays in, though, but it's out of play. A goal kick for Miami.
Good for Ball State to get a shot going there. Just a tough pass from Addie Chester as she gets double-teamed. But without that net there, that Caldwell shot might have gone on to McGalliard.
It could have. For Miami, though, they do make a change. Millie Cook checks in for Kayla Perfect. Once again, Penny Gore to kick it away on the goal kick for the Red Hawks with the right foot and over towards the center circle. Ball State with a header. Miami with a head tap of their own with Mortensen. Over the head of Greer Isaacson for Ball State on the deflection. Miami dominating the time of possession. Goes out of bounds. Goes off of Maria Hafen of the Red Hawks. Ball State now has time to make some changes of their own. Audrey Goodyear checks in for the Cardinals, and so does Izzy Ross.
With all the headers going on in this game, Roen, it makes me think of a statistic. Excluding football, women's soccer has the most concussions out of any sport, and oftentimes it's because of those headers, the two noggins just jousting against one another, almost like rams just slamming their horns into one another, and it results in a lot of brains being rattled.
You know what? I do believe that. Do you know what my guess would have been, though?
What do you think?
BMX.
Oh.
That would have been my guess.
That's a good guess. All the crashes. Well, at least they're wearing a helmet, Roen.
Sometimes. Far wing, Millie Cook had it poked away for Miami. Looks like it'll be yet another corner for the Redhawks, their 5th of the day. Katie O'Malley to kick it away. It's the first corner for either team here in the second half. A second half where we have 29 minutes to go. It's 1-1. Redhawks look for the advantage here. O'Malley sends it through on a curler into the 6. The quick touch from Cook. One on from Mortensen. It's wide left. Out of play on the goal line. The question is, who does it go off of? It goes off of Ball State. Another corner for Miami. This time they switch sides and go to the right side of the goal.
Went off a Cardinal leg, and that's what put so much airtime on it. I think it was impacted a little by the wind that's blowing. It's going to change the way that ball flies. Fortunately, not in Kate Palante's goal, but out of play and another chance for Miami.
The official talking to Audrey Goodyear of Ball State. As now Sophia Pennygore kicks it away for the Redhawks.
We've seen her getting all sorts of action with far kicks. She certainly has one of the better boots in the MAC.
To the outside of the 6, Roper the header, and Chester kicks it away. Not quite out of play, though. Takes one hop on the far wing. Maris Jennings tries to get there. She slides and can't get to it.
May as well from Addie Chester. Just try and get it out of play. At worst, it's a reset like we see here.
Yeah, Ball State that time, they kicked it away. So the Redhawks have yet another corner with O'Malley. This time, back to where we started with the first corner, off to the left of the goal.
That Redhawk goal from before started from Katie O'Malley as well. This could be another chance for her to get an assist.
O'Malley goes well high over the top of the net. So Ball State avoids disaster that time, but the Redhawks were threatening. The Cardinals had a really good stand.
Good opportunity on the Miami offense, but just some sort of discombobulation there on the pass from Katie O'Malley. As we said before, it could be impacted by the wind. We don't know. We're not down there, but Cardinals have looked pretty scary when they've been playing with a lead. Could be subject to that again today. Miami has all of the momentum in the world.
Speaking of, O'Malley just checked out. In for her came Caroline Palmer. Rachel Noonan also checks in for the Redhawks. Far wing, it's Cook, guarded closely by Ahern of Ball State. Redhawks in possession. It's pickpocketed out of bounds on the far touchline. Ball State gets it, though. Goes off of Cook, the sophomore forward from Houston, Texas.
I'm glad you mentioned O'Malley checking out. We've got just about 26 and a half minutes left, and while Miami still has the offensive advantage, they can keep it going, and then O'Malley could potentially come in for that late game push.
Bumping and bashing with the headers from both teams. I counted at least 4 in that sequence. Ball State comes away with it across the stripe with Chester. She comes from behind as Long Acre for Miami's able to get to her. Ball State far touch side. They're back in control, middle third. It's a sea of red and white. Ball State breaks away with it, though. To the far wing they work. Moving quickly, it's Greer Isaacson. Maris Jennings guards her closely of Miami. Ball State works backwards over to LG Moncrief. She's surrounded by a sea of red where Caroline Mortensen of Miami comes away with it. A clear back to Ball State with Delaney Ahern. With the right foot, she guides to the top of the pitch. Ball State moving quickly towards that touch side. Far wing, Watkins, the feed to Roper, taken away by Shea Taylor and cleared left.
Roper was just trying to get out of the contest of Sophia Pennygore. They were kind of just colliding with one another. Roper almost fell. I believe Pennygore did hit the dirt, but it should be noted, Roen, if these two teams tie, it would put Miami at 6-2-3, Ball State at 6-3-2. They would stay where they are with seeding Miami at 3, Ball State at 4.
I'll tell you what, Dylan, I don't think I have to be psychic to say this. I don't think the Cardinals would be very happy with that.
Certainly not, Roen. I agree.
Miami, I guess you can take it. Sure, like you'd want the win. Long kick. It's cleared by Audrey Goodyear of Ball State, but she cleared it to the goal line. It was a long kick from Popa of the Redhawks. Had a good look. Now we see the fourth corner of the half for the Miami Redhawks after the clearing from Goodyear on the goal line.
And I should correct myself. The 6-3-2 record that Ball State would have pending a tie would be the same as Kent State, who defeated the Cardinals early on in the year. A tie would bring Ball State to 5, Kent State to 4. Miami would stay at 3.
Here we go. Another corner kick for Miami. Left side of the box. Takes 2 hops over the Longacre. It's high and the top of the net. Kate Palante didn't have to do much for Ball State there. We are just over 29 minutes left to go in this matchup. It's 1-1. A defensive battle on our hands as Kate Palante, she sets up for Ball State in their own 6. And off we go. Goes past Greer Isaacson. Out of play, far touch line, just over the center stripe, goes to Miami. As the Redhawks make another change, out goes Maris Jennings. And in the process, they go back to Ava Boyd, who checks in. Here we go. Caroline Mortensen, the pass intended for her on the far touch line goes too long. Ball State back on their defensive third working. Roper with the header. Can't quite get there. A foul called. Ball State goes backwards, and they have control.
In the battle between Morrison and Chester there, when there's 2 people colliding, generally you get taught that the low man wins. Chester sliding a little bit. Don't think she was able to get the advantage on that one.
Not quite. Ball State with a free kick. Delaney Ahern to the middle third. Off the top of the head of Roper. Chester gets tackled, but Roper backs her up. Far wing, Ball State back in control. It's Watkins into the 6. Looks for Ross. It's intercepted by Taylor of the Redhawks. Chester back with it for Ball State. She slide tackled by Penny Gore. No call. Redhawks back in control. Off of the deflection, LG Moncrief back for Ball State. Shea Taylor handles it. Man, what a sequence and what a stand by Miami.
It's clear that Chester really wanted to just turn around and get another shot in there, but as soon as she faced the goal, she was responded by 3 Redhawks. There's not much you can get going there, even if you're Addie Chester, one of the best in the Mid-American Conference.
Izzy Ross, the freshman, had such a great look, but Shea Taylor, the Memphis transfer, was able to get by her. Tori Monaco for Ball State. She carves through the defense. How about Julianne Kidd, though, kicking it out of play near touchline. Ball State with Audrey Goodyear, making her return from injury back in the lineup today. As she heaves it up, goes to the near wing. Chester is tackled from behind by Boyd. No call. As Kidd airs it out into the center circle for Ahern. About 27.5 minutes left in this matchup. 1-1 our score. Cook bumps and bashes towards the middle third with Ahern. They give the call to Ball State. A free kick for them in a really good position in the attacking middle third for the Cardinals, going left to right.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned Audrey Goodyear, though. The product of St. Louis had the most minutes on the team last year. This is her first game back in a while, like you said, so certainly good to have her back in her globetrotting presence.
Roper one-on-one in the 6, and Sink is able to get there for Miami. It goes wide right of the goal. That sets up Ball State's first corner of the half.
Knowing how good these offenses have been, but also seeing how interesting that these defenses have been, there hasn't been much going on either side. If I were a gambling man, I would take the under on this game, but could be a chance to see our third goal today.
Moncrief, she's left of the goal for Ball State. Set the kick it away on the right side of the pitch in a 1-1 match. Moncrief setting it up. Cardinals and Redhawks stack the 6, and here we go.
This would be big, Roen.
Into the 6, goes well over the goal, though. Nobody even touches it. Miami with possession.
Certainly too much on that kick from Moncrief, but that's okay. Ball State has still had great chances to get opportunities going in the second half.
We're just under 20 minutes to go in the first half, or just the second half in this match. 1-1 our score. Dominique Popa kicks it away. Goes over the head of her own teammate, that being Pennygore. Ball State back with it. Chester with a 180 kick looking for Emily Roper. Can't quite get there. A foot race to the ball in the near wing. Tori Monaco wins it for the Cardinals. Tries to go into the 18. Takes one hop on the goal line and out of play to the right of the goal. Touched by Popa. So how about this? Ball State another corner off of that play.
Well, when Popa tried to reset, Pennygore didn't come down to kick it, and we saw Popa didn't really get much on it. It's why Ball State has another opportunity here, because Addie Chester is able to intercept that comfortably.
Moncrief on the corner kick just hands off to Addie Chester. Now working the baseline with Furno. The header, the Roper misses it all. Back over towards Moncrief to the outside of the 18. Tried to get it to Emily Roper. Couldn't quite do it. So Ball State forced to reset towards the center line.
Missed opportunity, but the Cardinals have to keep the pressure right now if they want any chance to come out on top.
Addie Chester into the 18, tried to get past Kidd, couldn't do it, slides back for possession. Addie Chester, she's still down. Now back up, near wing, it's Tori Monaco, takes two hops and over towards Hafen of the Redhawks. Kicked away by Rachel Noonan of Miami on the near touchline of Ball State's attacking side. Goodyear, the feed over to Chester, gets over the head of Boyd, and a header from Pennygore of Miami gives the possession to the Redhawks. Whistle blown on Ball State with just over 18 minutes to go in this match. 1-1 our score, and Miami an impressive stand.
And now the Redhawks aren't going to make the same mistake again, letting Pennygore be the one to kick it out of the attacking third.
Here we go, Redhawks air it out. Izzy Ross in control for Ball State towards the defensive third. Rachel Noonan comes away with it on a breakaway. Takes two hops over the Kate Palante of Ball State. Their goalkeeper collects. Rachel Noonan, it was 1-on-5, and she was somehow able to get away and put one on for the Redhawks.
There's not much that's been going there for Rachel Noonan, especially when you have 5 jerseys in white ahead of you.
Addie Chester now in command for Ball State. She's tackled right inside the center circle. The official blows the whistle. Cardinals get another free kick here. With about 17 minutes and 22 seconds to go in this match. Delaney Ahern set to kick it away. Ahern, she's been the primary player in this position for Ball State. Cardinals line up on the outside arc of the 18-yard box. And here we go. Ahern with the right foot, a line drive. Goes over the head of one Cardinal. Jess Furno receives off of the deflection. Moncrief into the 18. Miami stonewalling with perfect. Greer Isaacson tries to keep it alive for the Cardinals. Bouncing ball to the near touchline. Monaco tries to beat it out, knowing it's off of Ball State, but she can't do it, and Miami avoids disaster once more.
And all of the goals scored today have been off the bounce, off of a ricochet, off of a weirdly placed ball. Wind is going to be a factor down the stretch here. If the ball takes an awkward bounce, it could be game-changing for one team and horrible for another.
It really can. That's really what the sport of soccer will show you. Just any kind of bounce. It can be lucky or unlucky. You see it in a lot of sports, but especially in this sport. Addie Chester one-on-one with Pennygore, unable to come away with it. Chester's headband came flying off as well.
We've been losing equipment left and right. Kid lost a shoe. Chester lost a headband. She now gets it again, but at about the same spot, too.
Yeah,
Roen.
exactly. But a yellow card was deferred on Ball State after Pennygore came crushing to the ground. So Miami back with it, right to left. It's the second yellow card of the match, first against the Cardinals. And here we go.
Card was credited to Roper there on that collision.
Official blows the whistle right after that kick. And you already know Roper is a very physical player. That time maybe a tad too much, but you love what she brings to the table with that.
She certainly lives and dies by that physicality. She brings such a demanding presence if you're going to be a defender.
Roper off of the head, just on the arc of Miami's attacking 18. Another header for Klassen. One-on-one. O'Malley gets past Palante for the goal. Katie O'Malley scores for Miami. One-on-one makes it 2-1 Redhawks.
And Roen, what did we just say? We said it was going to be off of an awkward bounce. Now Miami has the lead with 16 minutes left. Immediately this game has flipped for Ball State. When Katie O'Malley scores, the Redhawks are 4-0. They could make it 5 in a matter of 16 minutes. Ball State has to get something going. They've been stagnant for the past half hour.
They really have. That's the 6th goal of the season for for O'Malley right there of the Miami Redhawks, the junior who's done so much for this team. Once again, getting it done. You mentioned that alarming statistic of, hey, Miami undefeated when O'Malley scores. Not only that, Ball State has yet to win a match this season where their opponent has scored 2 points.
And now if you're head coach Andy Stutz, now the question is, how do you load manage your stars like Chester, Roper, Caldwell, especially considering you've got NIU in a few days and then MAC tournament play comes up shortly after. It'd be nice to win this game, but you can afford to lose it. You can't afford to lose a MAC tourney game, and you want to see your stars more present in games such as that.
Now for the Cardinals, working backwards into the 18, high arcing kick for Goodyear, gets past Moncrief, nearly out of play on the goal line, but Longacre of Miami clears it, not quite out of play on the touch line. Furno gets there first for Ball State. Addie Chester off of the deflection, can't quite get a hold of it. Ball State to the outside of the 18-yard box, cleared by Miami, out of bounds, opposite field, touch line, far side.
Great move by Miami's defense to clear it. Ball State had started to get some momentum going, staying on that attacking side, but that pass to LG Moncrief just had a little too much wind on it, and again, it's the battle of the elements. It's the game within the game, Roen.
Mortensen for Miami, one-on-one with Ross. She guides into the 18, off of the head of Perfect. Far wing, she's stonewalled by Ahern. Takes 3 hops out on the far touch line, right on the corner. The question is, did it go out on the corner? It looked from my vantage point that it went out on the touch line, and that's exactly how they call it. But it still serves a similar purpose to a corner kick when Miami resets from that similar position. With Taylor Longacre, she throws it into the box looking for Mortensen. Ball State with Klassen with 2 headers back-to-back. Klassen controls, gives over to Addie Chester. Back in reverse to Emily Roper. It's sent the other way towards the Redhawks with Pennygore. High arcing kick goes well long. Far wing, Caroline Mortensen with it for the Redhawks, kicks it to the goal line to the right of the goal, out of bounds. Kate Palante with a goal kick for Ball State now. 13 and a half minutes to go in this match. 2-1 Miami. Now Palante takes a few hops back over to the Cardinals. Roper in reverse now. Goes to Jordan Klassen. Dribbles from left to right. She directs it over to the near touchline with Goodyear. O'Malley with the tackle. No whistle until now. They go late with it. O'Malley is still down, taking a second on her knees. Ava Boyd, her teammate, checking in on her. Yeah, she's still down.
Gosh, O'Malley's favoring her right knee. Looks like she was trying to stretch something out. Fear could be a hamstring.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of it. Yeah, she is still down. She's surrounded by her teammates, Kayla Perfect and Ava Boyd. You hate to see it, especially after O'Malley, with the go-ahead goal for Miami. She's played such a big impact. It's a big loss potentially for the Redhawks. Hopefully everything is all right. It's one of those things where it doesn't really matter what team you're rooting for. You just wish nothing but the best for her. She is back up. Like you said, she is kind of favoring that one leg, the right leg, but she's still all right, it seems. She's limping off of the pitch, but overall, not too bad. Being helped out by a trainer.
Trainers there following with her, but fortunate enough to see that Katie O'Malley is walking off in her own power. I'm sure we'll see her getting stretched out, trying to see if she can warm up and get back into this one. She's been a spark plug for the Redhawks all year. Even when she's not contributing statistically, she creates opportunities for some of her other players. So great impact on the stat sheet and otherwise. We hope to see her back on the pitch today.
And a lot of it depends on also what Miami does the rest of this match, because you may think about it and we don't want to risk anything with O'Malley. Maybe save her for a big Kent State match later this week and also for the MAC tournament itself.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of concern, but glad to see her walk off in her own power. As we said before, that Kent State game could be a game where they potentially rest her and keep her further ready for their Mid-American Conference tourney matchup.
Again, that Mid-American Conference tournament starting on November 1st.
It'll take place in Columbus, Ohio, the former venue of where the Columbus Crew played, Roen.
How about that? It's very fitting that it's in Ohio, especially with all the Mid-American Conference teams that are located in the state of Ohio. It's very fitting.
And the few that are in the tournament already, Miami being in Ohio, Kent State in Ohio, Bowling Green, Ohio University itself, and then you've got Toledo and Akron at the bottom of the conference, all from that state in the Midwest that we love.
Yeah, yes, sorry, Western Michigan fans. Not in Michigan this year. Kayla Perfect on the far wing. Tried to put one on. Takes a couple of hops over towards Kate Palante of Ball State. Their goalkeeper collects it. Under 12 minutes to go in this match. 2-1 Redhawks. Palante, that one drops into the center circle for Izzy Ross of the Cardinals. Moving backwards for Julian Kidd. Rachel Noonan. One-on-one. Monaco strips it away. Goes off of Noonan on the near touch line. So now Ball State with Audrey Goodyear to inbound, just trying to get that extra boost of momentum.
And the shouts of communication have just gotten louder and louder on the field for Ball State. As we said before with Miami when they were down 1-0, it's desperation time for the Cardinals.
Here we go, Palante airing it out for Mortensen of Miami. Kayla Perfect one-on-one. Another offsides against Miami.
You got to feel for Kayla Perfect, man. That's her second offsides call. She's had a couple big breaks, only one real opportunity to get a shot on goal, which was thwarted by Kate Palante, but she's had a couple opportunities that haven't gone her way, and man, if she could take advantage of them, this could be a 4-1 ball game.
That kick itself from Perfect, though, was so strong. It went all the way to the field hockey pitch to the left of our soccer field here, all the way to the other side of the field hockey pitch as well. So that was a strong touch that time from Kayla Perfect, even if it didn't count. Emily Roper for Ball State puts one in the air towards Addie Chester. It's stopped up that time, though, by Penny Gore. Redhawks with Mortensen, one-on-one with Ross. The left foot Miami on their attacking side. To the arc, stripped from behind. Goodyear with the poke. Delaney Caldwell for Ball State. Tries to get past Shea Taylor. Goes over towards Addie Chester in reverse. A slow roller that time to Julian Kidd of Miami across the timeline. She's able to get the give over into the 18. Kayla Perfect, near wing, puts one on. Palante slides to her right to get a hold of it for Ball State.
And again, more frustration from Kayla Perfect. She had a great pass from her teammate, the midfielder there, pointing out exactly where she wanted it. Placed it perfectly was the midfielder Noonan, but just a tough break for her.
Really could have put this match on ice, and what's a 2-1 Miami advantage, just under 10 minutes to go in this one. One-on-one Ross with Boyd. Boyd's able to clear it away. She comes down, though, with Kate Palante setting it up. And she limps off. Boyd still going through it, but she is limping. Still going through the match.
And now another Red Hawk is down.
How about this, man? This is unfortunate. Miami continues to play on. A shot on wide left. It was Hafen who tried to put it in. Kate Palante got a hand on it. And both Red Hawks are back up. Shea Taylor was the other player who went down. It did go out of play off of Kate Palante on the goal line. So Miami with a corner with just over 9 minutes to go in this matchup.
Well, amidst the concern for Shea Taylor, Kate Palante made an excellent save, just sprawling out. It's a corner kick for Miami, but certainly better than a goal, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, for sure. They're positioned to the right of the goal. Sophia Penigore to kick it away. She hesitates. Whistle blows, ready to go. High arcing kick just to the outside of the 6. Roper a header for Ball State. A free ball, could be anyone's game, goes to Kayla Perfect past Greer Isaacson. She defers it backwards to Julian Kidd. Audrey Goodyear gets there for Ball State with the deflection. Cardinals with Klassen, who clears it away to the center circle. It goes off of Sink, who is able to get it off of the deflection from Delaney Caldwell, and a whistle blown. Addie Chester was there. However, Miami back with possession.
As soon as that ball went to Ava Boyd, we saw Delaney Caldwell just turn on the afterburners, able to get that deflection. Tough break for the Cardinals, as we wanted to see Addie Chester maybe get something going there. But great play from Chester, great intuition from the senior.
Caroline Mortensen one-on-one with Chester. Redhawks get past it. Hafen had her name called. Too long on the pass on the far touch line. Out of play to Ball State. It goes with possession with Klassen on an inbound. Over 8 minutes to go in this matchup. Miami with a commanding 2-1 lead. Cardinals trying to do all they can to avoid their second loss in the month of October. A month of October that's seen the Cardinals really get off to such a hot streak going into the MAC tournament.
It's been a red October in the Redbird rivalry for both of these squads, Rowan. As we said in the opening, just one loss between the two of them. That was Ball State all the way on October 5th against Western, who stands alone at the top of the conference right now.
And that one's almost a given. Noonan one-on-one with a shot on. Palante was ready for it for Ball State on the outermost part of the 6. The slow roller goes right into her arms. She lets it rip. A high arcing kick goes off of the head of Izzy Ross of Ball State. Off of the chest now for the Cardinals with Klassen. She hands off to Caldwell across the timeline. Klassen, the freshman, deferring to the top of the pitch with Addie Chester. A little misdirection going right to left. It's poked away on the far touch side. Ball State continuing possession with under 7 minutes to go in this matchup. Roper one-on-one with Longacre. Goes out of play off of Taylor Longacre of Miami.
Rowan, I know we said it's a marathon, not a sprint, but at this point, it's starting to become a sprint for Ball State. Andy Stutz telling his team, you've got to empty the tank right now. Anything that could flip this game on its head.
Well, Ball State did have an opportunity. Maria Hafen had control of it. She clears it out of bounds, so Ball State back in the 18. Caldwell, Chester, her backup, puts a shot on just wide right. Addie Chester had the look, would have been her 11th goal of the year, could have been her 3rd straight match with a goal. It's wide right.
It's a game of inches, Rowan, and that just probably 2-3 inches off of that iron post that Popa guards. Tough break, the best one all day from Ball State, but missed opportunity is undeniable. Man, Chester is beside herself. You know she wanted that one. It would have been crucial.
Could have been huge for Ball State. Could have tied the match at 2, but instead Miami on their attacking side, they have control with Ava Boyd.
And it really is that snowball effect, Rowan. It could be misses like that bring Ball State down to 4 or 5 in the seeding just because that goal attempt was just a few inches wide of the net.
Caroline Mortensen on the goal line, poked by Monaco to the goal line, out of bounds. It's another corner for the Redhawks. How about that? Count that as the 10th of the day for Miami when it comes to corners.
10 corner kicks and 10 shots. As we said from the get-go, Rowan, if either team can just keep pressuring the opposing goalies, something has to give. And for Miami, they've been able to have the advantage for much of this game.
Miami goes the handoff route that time. Ball State pokes it on the touch line out of play on the near side. To Rachel Noonan we go for Miami on the inbound. Just over 5 minutes to go in this match. It's 2-1 Miami. A foul occurs with Greer Isaacson on Kayla Perfect. They call it on Perfect. Ball State back with possession.
You have to imagine that Kayla Perfect is incredibly frustrated with all the things she's gone through today.
Monaco a header. Back over to Kidd with a header of her own for Miami. It goes out of play on the near side. Back to Ball State we go with Audrey Goodyear the throw in. Off of the chest of Boyd. Airs one out to the near wing for Kayla Perfect. She hauls it in towards the goal line. She's surrounded by a sea of white. She ends up just clearing it on the near touch line. Now Noonan. The pass into Perfect. Guarded closely by Monaco. She's stripped down. It goes to Miami. Monaco really doing a great job defensively on the wings.
Roen, this has been the issue with the Cardinals in all of their losses this year. The difference between playing to win and playing to not lose. Right now, they're just trying to stop Miami from getting a goal, and I understand that it's hard to get something going on offense in a moment like this, but you have to get a stop somehow, some way. There's 3.5 minutes left. It's go time.
I think Ball State heard your message. Delaney Caldwell tries to break through. So does Addie Chester, but Boyd shoves down Chester in the process. Off of the header from Shea Taylor of Miami, Kayla Perfect has possession. Near wing looks for Noonan, goes too long and out of play.
This will be one of the final opportunities for Ball State to get something going. Throw in of themselves. They've got to play it safe.
Over the head that time of Kidd. A tomahawk effort from Shea Taylor on the kick. Chester, the diving effort near touchline on the header to Roper. It ends up going out of play in Miami's favor. Now we're looking at about 3 minutes left in this matchup, I should say, where it's 2-1 Miami.
Caldwell went into a dead sprint because there was a late whistle on that slow roller. Could be an issue with cardio in these final few crucial seconds.
It's also a rare time where we see Emily Roper and Delaney Caldwell on the pitch at the same time with one another.
It's a good call. As much offense as you possibly can in these final seconds.
Chester off of the chest for Ball State. On the near side of the pitch, she goes misdirection. Gets past the timeline. Tries to look for Delaney Caldwell. Goes off of the head of Kidd of Miami. Could have had an opening there. Monaco. Off of the chest over to Caldwell. She directs it to her left with Chester. She slides to get it. One-on-one Mortensen with Monaco near touchline. Ball State gets the possession.
This is big for Ball State, but the clock keeps rolling. We're now under 2.5 minutes. Even with just a goal, you would be tying it up.
Delaney Caldwell on the outside of the arc. Cycles backwards with Izzy Ross. To the arc with Roper. Hands off to her right. It's LG Moncrief. Puts one on. Right into the hands of the goalkeeper, Popa, who collects it. LG Moncrief had a great look, but Miami is able to avoid what could have been so big for Ball State.
After that great drive down the field by the offense, there wasn't really a shot opportunity for Moncrief except that. Moved like a slider, but went straight into the arms of Dominique Popa. She's going to get that every time.
Well, if we're talking about that kick moving like a slider, Popa's kick away looked more like a curveball there to the center circle. It's Kayla Perfect for Miami on the far wing, guarded by Ahern. Now it's a double team from Ball State with Klassen joining the fun. On the touchline, she's surrounded by a sea of white. Miami somehow able to break away with Hafen. Hafen clears it far touchline over towards Ball State.
Here we go. It's now or never. Minute and 15 left.
It's desperation time for the Cardinals. Miami looking to hold on in what would be their 10th win of the season and to really break away from third in the Mid-American Conference. Moving backwards, Ball State back in control with Kate Palante, their goalkeeper. Now we're at 1 minute left. Tries to go across the center stripe. Greer Isaacson's there for Ball State. Longacre playing solid defense for Miami. Poked out of bounds. Possession goes to the Redhawks. over 45 seconds to go.
And that's backbreaking, Roen. The Redhawks have so much field behind them. They can just play keep away at this point. 30 seconds left now.
Here we go. Jordan Klassen. She's stonewalled by Kayla Perfect on the far touchline for the Redhawks. Klassen in the air. It's headed up by Boyd. Boyd sends it backwards to Ball State with Palante. 20 seconds to go. They have to move quickly.
This will be fun. There's probably a chance for one final shot if you play your cards right.
Mortensen for the Redhawks in control. Back with Tori Monaco. Over 10 seconds to go. Ball State on their defensive third. Time has run out. The clock continues to wind down. And that, folks, is your ball game. The Miami Redhawks get a big conference win over the Ball State Cardinals. And for the first time since October 30th, 2014, the Redhawks have won a match at Briner Sports Complex with a 2-1 win over Ball State.
Give a ton of credit to these Redhawks for changing the narrative of unable to being able to play it at Briner Sports Complex. But Courtney Sermons has to have breathing a sigh of relief right now. Finally, a win at a location that she hasn't been very successful in. Props to these Redhawks for being able to come out on top and play from behind, Roen.
They really did play from behind and did it well. They went into the halftime break down 1-0. They put on 2 in the second half. Those 2 goals coming from Jaden Sink. Sink with her first goal of her collegiate career. And then Katie O'Malley, who we're hoping she's all right after she went down just a few minutes after her 6th goal of the season, leading the Redhawks team. But Miami, they walk away with a win, a crucial win. Ball State at this point, they currently sit 4th in the Mid-American Conference. That's where they stand. A big match coming up for them against NIU on October 29th. For Miami on the other side, though, they sit 3rd right now in a really good position. If they're able to knock off Kent State in the regular season finale, that would be huge.
Yeah, now it's still a tough opponent in the Kent State Golden Flashes, who sit at 4th. It would be the 2nd straight game that Miami is effectively playing the 4th seed in the MAC tournament. But if the season ended today, not considering the final game, not considering any help, Ball State would face Kent State, and then Miami would face Bowling Green. So certainly some very interesting implications in that Kent State game, and we'll have to keep an eye on Buffalo as well to see if Miami can get the pleasure of a first-round bye by moving up to the 2 seed. If that was to happen, then Buffalo would face the Falcons of Bowling Green. Ball State would still square off against Kent.
Dylan, let's make one thing clear, though. There's no easy matchup here.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because Bowling Green, if you look at them, as the 6th seed, they've been really the 3rd or the 4th the last couple of weeks. They kind of slid down just mainly because of the hot play of Ball State and Kent State.
Well, across all of the athletics, that's why they call it Maction, right, Roen? Anybody can win any game, any location, any time. We saw that today. Miami, heavy underdogs at Briner Sports Complex. They get the job done today. It's anybody's game, no matter the record, the standings, the conference. That's why we love Maction.
So, Dylan, I want to take a moment here. Since this was the home finale, this is the last chance for a lot of Ball State seniors to play at Briner Sports Complex. And I want to take a moment to highlight each and every one of them. Let's start with Delaney Caldwell.
Absolutely. Caldwell, known for just her blazing speed. She's tall as well, standing at a towering 5'10". She streaks down the field with such speed and such athleticism, while also having a lot of physicality to be able to bring the ball down the pitch. Creates a lot of opportunities for herself, has been honored by the Mid-American Conference in a number of ways, as in MAC Player of the Week. I believe she was a freshman All-MAC. She's been incredible for this program, and props to her for an outstanding career.
Yeah, 2-time All-MAC, also former MAC Freshman of the Year. Caldwell, if you look at the records here, 5th all-time in points, 4th all-time in assists, and 6th all-time in goals as a Ball State Cardinal, including adding to that total today with a goal in the first half. Caldwell had a very good final game at Briner. Let's move on, though. Let's talk about Emily Roper, a senior who's done so much for the Cardinals coming out of Carmel, Indiana.
Yeah, Roper is a coach's player through and through, being able to be humble enough to come off the bench for the duration of this year, but she provides height and physicality at that forward position. You see her oftentimes being the one to leap up and get a different header, because not only does she have the height, she's got an incredible vertical leap, as we said earlier in this game, so creates a lot of opportunities from her noggin, both in an intellectual way and a tangible way for Ball State.
She really does. Let's move on to Addie Chester. I mean, we had, unfortunately, a short time with her. It's only her second season with Ball State, transferring from Louisville, but the Delta High School alum has done great things for Ball State in her short time here.
I mean, my goodness, the pride of Muncie. We could go on in circles about how good she is, Roen. 10 goals this year. It's the second straight year with double-digit goals in her time at Ball State. I'm glad she was able to come home and be close to her family and close to where she calls home, a place that she loves so much. But when you look at her on the field, man, she's versatile. The biggest thing that jumps out on the page to me is she is agile. She can make anybody miss one-on-one, and it's why we see her doubled, tripled, sometimes quadruple teamed when she has the ball on the attacking third, because she's just that good. She can create shots from anywhere in the box, and it just goes to show how well of a player she is for this program and this team.
A player I want to talk about, Dylan, who's a senior, one of the best midfielders you'll see in the Mid-American Conference, a player that I like to call the maestro in some ways of this Ball State offense. It's Tori Monaco.
Yeah, she's been great. 6 points she's contributed to all year, and often what we see from midfielders is they're doing a lot of the things that don't show up on the stat sheets. They have an awesome blend of offense and defense. With Monaco, she does a great job of being able to bring the ball up the pitch, but also contesting against an offender while they're going the opposite side of the pitch. She's versatile, and she plays the game the right way, Roen. She does a really great job on either side of the ball, and it's a player that you would absolutely love to coach.
And also, how about Fiona Killian? I mean, sure, we've only had 1 year with her, but her experience from Xavier and then 2 years at Temple, it's really reflected back onto Ball State.
Yeah, she's been great off the bench for Ball State and for her other stops at Temple and Xavier. 10 games started, 14 games played, so some experience as a starter as well. With her senior experience and leadership, she can be trusted in that position. Has an assist to her name, 6 shots, 2 of them on goal, so productive off her right foot as well when it comes to trying to get something in the back of the net. But she's another person as a midfielder that just does a great job of doing the things that you don't see, all the dirty work, so to speak.
Yeah, the dirty work is right. Another player who kind of serves a similar purpose to me is Kira Verberg.
Well, she's from Avon, Indiana, so it's just a trip down south. Her dad ran track and field at Michigan State, and man, it is apparent. She has some sort of gene there, because you can see her flying up and down the field. She does a great job of rallying to the ball with her other midfielders, but you can find her at one end or another very quickly and very comfortably. She's done a great job of being a Minuteman and a Globetrotter for Ball State.
Yeah, last but not least, we have a pair of goalkeepers. I want to start with a graduate student who's dealt with injuries, but she's made such an impact when she's on the pitch. I'm talking Abby Jenkins.
Abby Jenkins has been excellent, and she's from Indiana here as well. Just a trip down to Hamilton Southeastern. Unfortunate for her that she's had the injury bug for much of her career here. We certainly would want to see more from her because she has the potential. She does a great job of being able to sprawl out. She's probably the lankiest of all Ball State's goalies, and the lankiest we've seen in a while. She's got great hops to her, so she can get up, she can move laterally. She does a great job of making diving efforts, but unfortunate for her to not have as many games as we would have hoped. We certainly wish her well amongst the other seniors.
Last but certainly not least, Grace Konopatsky, who really filled in for Abby Jenkins most of last season, taking a back seat this year, but she's still made an impact whenever she's out there.
And much of her time here has been filling in. She hasn't spent significant time being the starter, as there's been a little bit of musical chairs around who is going to be the starting goalie. I mean, we saw last year Konopatsky and Palante switching off at halves for the duration of the season under Josh Reif. She's just done a really great job of filling in when she's needed. Isn't necessarily the starter, isn't necessarily considered one of the max elite, but when she gets her name called, she consistently delivered for the Cardinals.
That was Andy Stute's big thing when he took the job this spring. He told me that he had a talk with every player for an hour plus, and he told each and every single senior that I want this to be your best year at Ball State. And the good news is, even though the home stretch is over, the year's not over yet. One more game until the MAC tournament. Ball State, even though this is a crushing loss, they're still in the MAC tournament. They've clinched a spot, and really for the Cardinals, you're hoping that your best soccer is right ahead of you.
Yeah, you can take some time today to take a deep breath and soak in your last time here at Briner playing a game. I'm sure they'll take another visit in practice leading up to the MAC tournament. It's not their last time they'll be here at the complex, but their last game here. So the rest of the day, it might be a little bit emotional for this team, but in just a couple days, you've got a trip to DeKalb against Northern Illinois that really dictates where your seeding is. And your matchup in the Mid-American Conference tournament will probably be against the likes of Kent State or Bowling Green, maybe even Buffalo, potentially Miami. We'll see, considering the seeding, but they've got hopefully their best ball ahead of them. They've now won 7 of their last 9. It's I believe they're on a 4-game win streak. Yes, a 4-game win streak that got stunted today, but all optimism from Ball State. Certainly an emotional day for these seniors and the graduate Jenkins, but it's still business as usual. Now you direct yourself to that trip to DeKalb, about 4 hours west.
It's going to be a big match for Ball State. But for the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, you can find this at ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com. Dylan, it's been a pleasure having you with me, my friend.
This has been so much fun. You gotta love some Sunday action. Just happy I got to witness an incredible 90 minutes between two very good teams. Redbird rivalry always delivers, as does Maction. The combo of the two means we saw some fireworks today, Roen.
We sure did. Your final score, Miami 2, Ball State 1. For me, Roen, Elbert, and Dylan Budd, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. And a good day to whoever is listening, and a good evening, Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.